currently in Cape Town at the Black River, and we're celebrating our water action weekend in Cape Town.
Today it's all about marine pollution, and this may seem like a weird spot to be if we're talking about marine pollution. I mean, we're right next to the Black River. Granted, the ocean isn't that far, but still, you'd think around marine pollution you'd be on a beach somewhere. The important thing though is that most pollution that ends up in the oceans actually comes off the land. 8 million tons of plastic ends up in the ocean each year. So for every foot of coastline, we've got 5 of these filled up, which is quite hectic. So I'm just going to go, there are 500 dead zones globally in the ocean. In terms of space, twice the size of England. So in our ocean, that may not seem a lot if you think of the whole Earth, but these are dead. They used to be flourishing, there used to be a lot happening, now they're dead.
Thank you to WWF's SASSI team, and Chris basically spoke about marine sustainability and the massive effect that we're having on the ocean from a land perspective, where all our pollution, all our plastics, everything is basically washing into our marine ecosystems, and because we can't see it and it's almost out of sight, out of mind, we actually don't know what effect the mismanagement of our land water resources is having on our marine resources. Our Land Rovers have just pulled into the town of Stellenbosch in the Western Cape, and we've come here with a team of interns from WWF to teach them about river health, to show them how insects affect the entire system, and basically teach them a tool that they can go and use to teach others. Dislodge the rocks or the sediment, right? Sweep the net through, and the idea is to drag the net through downstream of what you're dislodging or picking, right?
So we're getting rid of all the leaves so we can actually see what insects are in the water. Some of the insects will tell us how healthy the water is.
I came out to support John today, and also to learn a little bit more. You know, a lot of the work we don't do is understanding how freshwater systems connect with the ocean or marine systems. And so it's fantastic to come out to see what work he's doing, sort of looking at the health of rivers, how to judge that, you know, how they analyze the different things that are inside. Super interesting. I mean, that's something I was never exposed to. And then you can start to understand how the health of a river travels all the way down until it meets the ocean, and then the impact it has there.
We've just done a mini SAS and we've cleaned the river, and we're basically heading out now into the mountains to go and find the source of the rivers. It's amazing to see how we had a group of interns from WWF who were actually adults essentially, and they became so excited over looking for insects inside a white plastic tray that we pulled out of the water, and looking at the mini SAS charts to try and figure out what they are and where they fit in. And I think that's essentially what we're trying to do, is try and create this childlike fascination for conservation. We've pulled into the Tweedetoll campsite in the Limmitberg Nature Reserve managed by Cape Nature, and our team has grown a bit. Vehicles have arrived, we're unpacking, and we're getting ready for Chris from WWF SASSI to put together one of his legendary Explore for Knowledge expedition meals.
We're having king clip with a sun-dried tomato marinade. And a lot of people may ask, why king clip? King clip's on the orange list. No, Chris, what are you doing? But with the new SASSI list that's just been published, we've seen king clip caught by longliners move from orange onto green after a lot of hard work that those fishermen did to make sure that that could happen. So that's why we're celebrating king clip tonight.
Today we're off to go and do some mini SAS and learn a bit more about what Explore for Knowledge is about.
When was the last time you did something for the first time? Okay. So what you want to do is I want to take you off your left shoe. Just come this way and just put one foot in the water. Okay. If someone didn't prompt you in thinking of that, you would never think of it again. Okay. In experiential learning, you're actually prompting thinking of things that you've experienced or going to experience.
The next step is mini SAS. So if you guys want to take off your right shoe, and then we can get in and do some mini SAS. This afternoon we're going to meet up with Cape Nature and learn about the Limmitberg and what they're up to in the area.
We've got numerous ways in which we manage the catchment for water. One of them is alien control, and the other one is fire. An adult blue gum tree drinks about 500 litres of water a day. And obviously all the rivers within the nature reserve score very, very high. The Berg River unfortunately scores about 20 times less than any of the rivers on the reserve because of all the impacts along the river. We've got three major tributaries that run out of Limmitberg Nature Reserve. It's the Witte River, which feeds the Breda River, and then the Horsluit and the Smalblad Molenaar, which also feeds the Breda River. Those rivers have got trout in them, but they are still relatively pristine. The Cape Piscator Society is very close to, their head office is based in Cape Town. So from an access point of view, it's great that it's close by for them to access the rivers for fly fishing and so on.
Thanks for coming out. Hopefully you learned a bit about what we do and kind of what our structures are and what we try and achieve through the educational programs and the workshops and the camps and stuff that we manage. Thank you very much for coming through.